folks, and welcome to the OceanState Cuisine. Today we're going to be making spaghetti aglio. Now I know that this dish is pronounced many different ways, but my grandparents actually came from Italy. This is the way that my family always pronounced it, so we always called it spaghetti aglio. You could also call it spaghetti, oil, and garlic. It's a super simple dish to make, and it's very quick to do. And it is absolutely delicious. So let's jump into it and give it a look. But before we do, we need you to like this video, subscribe for more awesome videos coming your way, and then hit that bell notification down below. It helps supports the channel. So now, going by the ingredients list, this is how simple this dish is to make. Now I am using spaghetti, which I did forget to put in the image. And then in the front we got some parsley flakes, some extra virgin olive oil, some fresh ground black pepper, some salt, some minced garlic, and some Italian seasonings. That's it. Some people will use capers at times and other ingredients to flavor up the spaghetti aglio. But this is basically the way I've made it for years. So now let's jump in and start doing some cooking. So first, in a skillet just like this, we're going to heat this up to about medium heat. Now again, I'm only making this for myself and only for one meal. So I'm not going to be using as much oil as if you're cooking for your whole family. So I'm going to guess, because I never measured this, but I'm going to guess and say that if you're making a pound of spaghetti, you probably want to use about 1.5 cups of olive oil to maybe almost 2 cups. Now, if you don't have olive oil on hand, corn oil, oils like that would definitely do just fine. The extra virgin olive oil just has a little more flavor. Plus, the extra virgin olive oil is a lot more healthier. Now next in goes the garlic, and I'm using minced garlic. I really like minced garlic. I think it's got an awesome taste. But if you have actually cloves of garlic, use that too. And again, we want to use a good amount of garlic because that's the main ingredient in today's dish, along with the olive oil. And then we want to simmer this and bring it up to almost like kind of like a sizzle, but we don't want to make it too hot where it burns the garlic. What we want to do is cook this about maybe 5 to 10 minutes until the garlic starts to get a little bit of a brownness to it. That's literally how fast it is to make this sauce. So now mine took about 7 minutes, and then I turn off the stove, or I should say that one burner, and then I pushed it aside for a couple of seconds to reduce the heat. And now we can see that my water now is at the boiling point where I'm now going to start adding the pasta. Now, I didn't go into details of me cooking the pasta because we know that you guys all know how to cook pasta. And it does look like the oil is still cooking, but I did turn it off. It's just that the oil holds a lot of heat. This is when we want to start adding the seasoning to it, because we don't want to add the seasonings while it's actually cooking, because the seasonings can get burnt. So now right now I'm going to add my salt, my pepper, my Italian seasoning. Then I'm going to slide it onto a coal burner and put a lid on it. And I also want to say too, when you're waiting for your pasta to cook, and once it is done cooking, you do not want to drain off all the liquids, which we'll see in just a few seconds. I do want to add a correction to this. I did decide on turning the heat back on a little bit just to cook off the seasonings just a bit. So I only put it on low. So again, the steps I did was that once we got done cooking the oil, then I slid it, I shut the burner off, then I put it back on the burner, I put it on low, added the seasonings, and then removed it from the burner, and now covered it and shut the burner off. Because seeing it's hot oil, it's going to hold the heat for a while. Okay, so now our oil's done cooking, our pasta's done cooking. Now when you drain the pasta, leave about 1/2 inch to 1 inch of water in the bottom of the pan. Again, you don't want to drain out all the water from the pasta. And then what I do here is use like a small tea strainer, and I pour the oil mixture through that to catch all the garlic and all that good stuff. And then I re-season the oil again with the Italian seasoning, a little bit of salt, and a little bit of pepper if you feel that it needs it. I know it doesn't look like much oil that I used right there, but again, it's only for one dish that I'm making this for. I mainly made this for the video. And then I'm going to add some Italian seasoning now back to the oil, and I decided not to use any salt and pepper. If you want to taste a little bit of it to see if it needs it, that's totally up to you. You could always add a little bit later when you eat it. Because a lot of people also use Parmesan cheese on this once they start eating it, and that's got a sodium level. And now we can see about how much water I left in the bottom of the pot. So all that's left to do now is add the oil mixture now to the pasta and mix it all well. And that's pretty much it. Not only does this dish taste wonderful, but it's also really healthy because olive oil is excellent for the body along with garlic. So now what I want to do is just add a little bit of color to this, so I'm going to add some dried parsley flakes. And that's pretty much it. So all we have to do now is plate it up and give it a look. And there we are, spaghetti aglio. Now, I'm going to tell you guys a little story. If you guys don't want to stick around for the story, I thank you so much for stopping by. But this is basically the spaghetti aglio. Okay, so my family, my Italian family, my father's family is a very large family. We used to have a family outing every year, you know, a family picnic that they used to actually rent out a part of the parks in the area. And we had about 100 or so people show up each year for this picnic. Some of these parks had kitchens. So each year, a family member would volunteer to make spaghetti aglio for everybody. So word got around when I was young, around 14, that I really started to love to cook. So they asked me one summer if I would make the spaghetti aglio. Of course, my aunts helped me. They cooked off all the pasta and all that good stuff, and I concentrated on making the garlic and the oil sauce. So when we plated up the spaghetti aglio for everybody, when I got my plate, I added something to the spaghetti. Now, some of my family members already knew about this. My father actually told me this and showed me this when I was a little kid. And we would add it to our spaghetti, and it was out of this world. I mean, it was fantastic, and it's ketchup. I'm telling you, don't hate me for saying this. I know it's not the authentic thing, but let me tell you, it is a fantastic flavor. To the point that when I added ketchup to mine, some family members were looking at my dish going, "What did you do?" And I told them. They tried it. By the end of the day, most of them had ketchup on their spaghetti aglio. So before you dislike this video or hate me, leave in the comment section down below. I want you to make this. It's a wicked, simple, easy dish, as we've seen. And I want you to take a little bit of this spaghetti, push it off the side, and add just a little bit of ketchup. Don't add a lot, just make it kind of pinkish. And then try it, and let me know down below. I try to bring you guys interesting facts when I make certain recipes. So this is the one for today. So anyways, guys, that's about it, and I thank you so much for stopping by and checking out the OceanState Cuisine. And again, you guys have yourself a great day, and we'll catch you the next time. Bye-bye.